Good morning and welcome back to a new episode of the Bees and Honey podcast. Today it's snowing in New York and I'm happy to be looking at a solo exhibition by my friend and artist Alessandro Del Pero. Alessandro is based in Bolzano, Italy, in the north of Italy. He had a studio in New York for a few years, but then he decided that it was best for him to work from Italy. He had a lot of opportunities there, residencies and stuff like that. So he has a catalog out entitled Solo, and this is his new body of work, which he's been doing for the last year at his studio. Here's the catalog, Solo. And I always loved Alessandro's work from the first moment I saw it. He has a few series, not everything I'm in love with, but most of his work I really somehow I get it. And I literally have gotten a few of his pieces over the years, and not as many as I would have liked. I missed out on some really good ones that other people purchased before I did. But for people who like painting, I think he's one of the best out there. He's self taught, and his work is really sort of old mastery in the sense that he has many things in common with old masters. You'll see when I get into this current body of work, he has some work that's looking a bit like Egon Schiele. Some of his work, he's been influenced by Picasso and other artists like Van Gogh. I mean, he really does look like Van Gogh to me. He resembles Van Gogh. And in some ways, he has the same sort of tortured nature of an artist like Van Gogh. His work can sometimes be a little bit dark, but I mean, darkness hasn't ever been something that should not be a part of art. It's part of our experience. It's part of each person if you consider someone's shadow side. And maybe the subject matter is a bit difficult for some to have on their wall as decoration, but art is not decoration, as I learned over the years. And I'm happy to share this with you. I think you will enjoy it as much as I do. Here is, so this is his largest painting. I think it's about 200 centimeters by 200 centimeters or 2 meters by 2 meters. I'm not sure how many feet that is, but you can see he has this sort of chiaroscuro, for lack of a better description, this play of light and shadow. And the artist himself is in this with his back towards the viewer, and he's in his studio. There's the paintings on the wall of his studio, works that are reflective of the subject that he's working on right now. The title of his catalog is Solo, and I suppose that could be the title of his exhibition as well, with the play on the word solo being alone or a solo exhibition. I mean, recently I had a few Caravaggios pass in front of me, Caravaggios of a questionable nature, but we are reminded that this Italian artist also worked with the idea of lightness and darkness, and not just in the sense of on the canvas, but again, light and dark as elements of our reality and elements of the spiritual world. So I'll show you. So that's I think the latest painting. Again, the shadow play, the shadow of the person in the painting, as well as the shadow of the artist imposing on the painting, or the shadow of, in this one, you see the young ladies crouched naked on the floor against the wall. You see the birds outside. I don't know if you can see it with the light here, but I will post some pictures later on my Instagram and some other social media. I've done it in the past, or you can just visit him, Siskilo's room on Instagram. Sometimes he posts something, or alessandrodelpero.com, I believe is his website. You can't not find him. There's only one other Alessandro Del Pero, and I think he might be a footballer, so that's not the website you're looking for. Um, This one, he's brought up the centaur. It's a man, again, with this light, and you see also these aspects of technology, these chords that are sort of uh, transgressing the canvas on each side. There's the red and the white, and again, another painting of the artist on the wall in the back. This image is also another art historical image and also a mystical image. If you think of the myths of the centaur, and also astrologically the sign for Sagittarius. And here's a portrait of the artist. He does very often portraits of himself, Alessandro. Here's another one of those paintings where you see the shadow of a man somehow in the background, the light, the play of light and shadow, and again the painting of the woman in isolation and the technology around her. Here, the characters are often crouching, either out of fear or shame, hiding their nakedness. I mean, psychologically, again, these are very powerful works for me, and I really felt the need to share them since we can't really do any exhibitions with his work right now in New York. At least I can't, but hopefully these will be shown soon somewhere. This is a photograph, sorry, of the artist studio with several of the paintings leaning against the wall. He mentioned to me, and he said, don't tell people, try and let them figure it out themselves. But I mean, I don't know how many people actually are interested in Egon Schiele as much as I was when I was younger and studying art history. But you can see in some of these paintings references to works by Schiele, like this one. Where are they? Just a second. Can't really see it again, but if you look at Schiele's work and the works that he did, like this one, you can see how Alessandro has appropriated some of those figures into his own work and made them, again, contemporary as some sort of reflection of our current state of quarantine and isolation during the last year of this ongoing pandemic. Again, you can find him, Alessandro Del Pero, online. I think all his new work is posted there as well as old work. And, you can make your own judgments about him. I personally love him, but, some people, it's not even that they don't like his painting, it's just that they're not into painting at all, which for me, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I agree. Perhaps a painting is not the most contemporary medium right now, but it's an instinct in man from the first time we were painting on walls in caves to express ourselves in this manner. And perhaps there are more contemporary ways of expressing yourself these days, but I like this. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoy Alessandro's work. See you again on another episode of the Bees and Honey podcast. Have a great week.